Assalamualaikum everyone and a very good day. This week we'll be looking at another multimedia element, and that is sound and video. Here's the outline for this week lesson. Now let us look at sound. Now sound is the best way to attract attention. That is true. Often audio provides the only effective way to convey an idea, elicit an emotion, or dramatize point. Sounds also can be combined in a multimedia presentation to provide information and enhance the other media being presented. Now, if I were to compare, the use of sound as compared to other multimedia elements, for example, text, I think I prefer sound. In fact, when texting a person, I sometimes I feel that that person may not get the emotion that I have encrypted together with the text messages. So sometimes I just give them a call. So when you call a person, then that person can hear you, can hear your emotions, can feel you, can try to understand what is going on the other side. So that shows how sound can also be as interesting and as important as others. Now, the importance of sound in multimedia to reinforce message or theme, to set the mood. Maybe when you put on a website and there's a background music, perhaps. In fact, when you want to recite a poem, for example, sometimes people add on a background music, just the music without people singing, so that it can set the mood of that so-called poetry recital. Yeah, to catch the interest of the audience, to alert the audience, to include narration, effective for training and educational application. And what I am doing right now is basically to insert sound in my lecture notes so that when you look at these lecture notes, you'll be able to listen to my explanation through sound. I could have just given you the lecture notes in PDF format, but I always find that that can sometimes be ineffective because you may interpret the information on your own without having someone to help or guide with the right interpretation. Now, types of sound, we have music, background, attention grabber, sound effect, speech, narration, instruction. And how to store sound data. There are two means, waveform audio or digital audio or musical instrument digital interface. These are the formats of your sound. It can be in wave audio, sound, real audio, audio file, MIDI, and I suppose the most popular file formats of a sound is MP3. But once in a while, we'll get Windows Media. In those days, perhaps most of the software will only can could only detect sound in the format of MP3. But nowadays, I think most of the softwares can accept all kind of sound formats. So few guidelines: consider the appropriateness of using sound. Like when you want to come up with a poetry recitation or recital, you want to come up with a video. If you are talking and you like to have a background music, make sure that whatever you are talking, that is the dominant sound, and the background music becomes the secondary or recessive. Start with the highest quality sound available and reduce the file size by converting the audio file to be a compressed format. Consider using sound and still images as an alternative to video to reduce file sizes. If appropriate, provide a way to give the user some control over the audio. Now let us move on to video. Now, video is the technology of electronically capturing, recording, processing, storing, transmitting, and reconstructing a sequence of still images representing scenes in motion. So, video makes use of all of the elements of multimedia. So, in a video, you can have images, you can have sound, you can have graphics, you can have text. So, you can see that. And not only that, they are all uh, motion videos whereby you can see movements of movement of the subject in the so-called video, movements of a scene, you know, and it can be, and nowadays we even have live video where whatever that is happening around the globe, you can witness them, you can watch them. Now, video makes use of all the elements of multimedia, bringing your products and services alive, but at a high cost. The advantage of integrating video into a multimedia presentation is the capacity to effectively convey a great deal of information in the last amount of time. So video is also very hardware intensive, require the highest performance demand on your computer. So storage is the issue. But I guess at this point, most of these video softwares, they are using what I call cloud storage. But then again, for you to for you to have, um, um, for you to use the cloud, you need to purchase sometimes, or sometimes when you use the trial version, you are given with limited storage. Yeah. Also, you can use your laptop or your desktop as an alternative for you to store your video. Yeah, and I think most of us are using whereby they install softwares, desktop version, so that they can just create whatever video they want to, edit a video, and save or produce or save the outcome in a form of a video and store it in your hard drive or even in your computer drive. So digitizing the video signal, analog video is essentially product of the television industry, therefore conforms to television standards. We have digital video, computing industry, recorded and played as an analog signal. All right. So advantages of digital video, we can have a look at this. One of the advantages, easily edited. The video is stored as a standard computer file, software, motion video, specialized hardware. I guess you can read the rest. Those are the advantages. And what are these advantages of digital video? Requires large storage, of course. Copies can be made illegally. Yeah, you are facing with this piracy, you know. Need fast computer system to playback and capture, and requires knowledge of digital compression technology. So file size consideration, a single second high quality video can be as large as 1 MB. Yeah. So image size, color depth, and the length of the video. So video compression, because of the large sizes associated with video files, video compression or decompression programs known as codecs have been developed. So this program can substantially reduce the size of video files, which means that more video can fit on a single CD, and that the speed of transferring video from a CD to the computer can be increased. Yeah. So these are the formats. So few guidelines that you may want to employ.